I have got a very quick and easy video for you guys. We're going to be talking about the best artillery tower in the game. Now, there's only 3, so this is simple between us. But, of course, it's my opinion, so if you disagree with me, that's okay. Just let me know in the comments below why you disagree with me. I'd love to hear why, the reasoning behind it all. So, this is the quick version, so I'm just going to go over it real quick here. If you look at the numbers of it, it doesn't really explain everything, but, in my opinion, it kind of makes sense. The Tri-Cannon's probably the worst. The Flame Spitter's probably the middle-ish best for just getting a regular old 4th tier. And then the Brewmaster is clearly, in my opinion, absurdly the best for just getting a 4th tier. So if we just went with that, I would easily rank it the worst, the second worst, and then the best. But that is not the entire story. We got to talk about the abilities as well. What's the deal with those puppies? So let's talk about these guys real quick here. So first of all, the Tri-Cannon. It does have a redeeming factor that the 4th tier here is quite effective as a triple bombardment. If you get a triple bombardment going, it's fantastic, but as you add in more overheats, you actually make the bombardment worse, unfortunately. It doesn't hit at the same rate, because there's this weird animation that sort of messes it up, and I don't know if that was intended or not, but believe it or not, adding in extra bonus abilities here can make your tower worse in the weirdest way possible. And that, of course, is going to be a negative for the Tri-Cannon. When you really only have a Tri-Cannon that's probably the worst damager, only has one set of abilities that's actually good, you really have to use him in a specific way to make him an effective tower, but if you do that, he is very effective. Lots of bombardments is quite delicious as a tower here because it's got extreme range across the board and everything. And honestly, if you're just going bombardments, probably the best artillery tower in the game. Just straight bombardments all across the board. Fantastic. But all of those other factors, I don't know if it redeems it, man. I don't know, just straight up. It's tough to say that when you're spending this much money on a thing that it is totally worth it to buy. But next up, we've got the Brewmaster, which, just to be straight with you guys, the abilities here, not really feeling them. They're not horrible, but the Bad Batch is seemingly not very efficient. Even if you get like 5 guys in here, it's just kind of okay. And the explosion's not huge anyways. This guy is cool, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't do as much damage as he probably should, because he still dies very easily with only 111 health. So, not exactly great as far as I'm concerned. And then lastly, we've got the Flame Spitter, which you look at the numbers here and you're like, whoa, this is pretty bad. This is for each unit hit. So if we hit more than 1 unit with our Flame Spitter, we can easily see how this is going to end up being very effective. So, in my opinion, the Scorching Torches is probably... No, excuse me. The Blazing Trail is the better ability. Definitely go Blazing Trail probably up to tier 3 before you buy this thing. But then once you get this thing, it's not bad either. So, but this is the way you want to build a Flame Spitter. Max him out. His abilities are great. Both of them are great. His attack is good. And when you get that combo together, it's, in my opinion, a fantastic artillery tower. So, let's line them up again and give you guys my quick rating. I feel like this guy is so one-sided that it forces you to go exactly one way with him, and that's why I have to leave him last on my list. All right, it's not awful. Don't get me wrong, it's not awful. They're very clearly similar enough where I could like feel comfortable going for any of my artillery towers here. But in my opinion, Tri-Cannon's got to be worst on the list here. Then we go for the Battle Brewmaster, which has the best 4th tier efficiency by a long shot. If you can get this guy up to 4th tier and just kind of spam them across the map here, unless you've got flying guys coming in, you're not going to lose to anything. It's a fantastic regular 4th tier tower. Then the abilities come in and you're like, not so good, man. So we're going to leave him at number 2 on our list. And then that comes to the Flame Spitter, which clearly you can see the ridiculous range, the ridiculous damage across the board of flaming and burning things. It's just cool. It does good ability damage, and it's awesome. So, Flame Spitter, bro. He's the master of disaster. If I was going to go for a lot of Flame Spitters, though, I'd probably go for Flame Spitter with a bunch of Blazing Trails before I go for all of my Scorching Torches. But any which way, that's what I got for you guys today. Flame Spitter is my number 1 artillery tower in the game, but not by a long shot, and they both have, all 3 of them have the redeeming qualities, right? Look at that. That's just absurd with all that burn damage. You can see, like, why I like this thing, dude. Just taking down freaking abominations here, basically, as soon as they walk in. That's absurd for an artillery tower. Any which way, if you guys enjoyed, press that like button, subscribe, and have a super duper delicious day.